So what is it today, Coach? Sunny, cold, rainy? I mean, you're getting a little bit of everything. Is that kind of a
Bay Area spring? But actually, this is about as cold and wet as it gets. And so if this is as bad as it gets, I mean, everybody's going to be just fine. We get spoiled here with the weather for sure.
You had some big names in the house this week with Alex Mack and Ron Rivera. Can you talk a little bit about their interaction with the players and what it means to have guys like them associated with the program?
Yeah, I mean, what a great day yesterday to have Coach Rivera, Alex come visit us. Coach Rivera, we have a coaches clinic going on, had a great turnout. Local coaches and even guys from Southern California visiting, and Coach Rivera was here all day and talked to the team yesterday morning. It was fantastic. Spent time here at practice, spent time with us coaches, and then talked to the high school coaches last night. But really, just amazing guy, as you all know. He's obviously a fantastic player, but and decorated coach, and kind of seen it a number of different ways and been through a lot. Really just it was great having him around and interacting with everybody. And then Alex came up and spent the day with us as well. Alex Mack is, one of the best centers that's played the game. And I was here when Alex got here. I remember his freshman year, and when he got here and coming in as a pretty unheralded recruit. And just incredibly hard-working, smart, tough guy, very talented as well. But just talk to the guys, talk to the O-line about what it takes to be a great player, what it means to be a Cal student athlete. It's just when you get guys like that coming around, spending time with our players, it's part of the reason you come here is to experience interactions like that. So it was really cool.
He may well join your dad in the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, when you look at what he did and the level he played at and consistency, I think he was I remember he's a 7-time Pro Bowler. I don't think he missed a game in his first 5 years playing. The model of consistency and playing at such a high level so consistently. Like, people can have a good game or a great season maybe, but to do it over and over and over again takes a special. You understand that, not only the talent, but just the approach and how he worked at it, and it's a lot of what he shared with the whole team.
Do you have a sense for how the players soaked up this time with those guys?
Well, I think it'd be great for you to ask him that. I mean, they are all eyes and ears when those guys are talking, and so again, to have them come around, it means a lot to the program. And they're doing it not for themselves. They don't get anything out of it other than helping out and being visible and interacting with the team, because they care about Cal and they care about the program and the players. And so that's what makes it special. It's not about them. They're doing it to support the university and our team.
1 week down, are there some general areas of your team that have kind of caught your eye over 4 practices?
Well, I mean, you really got to go through each group and talk about the growth that's been made, which you expect. You need to have a significant growth after 1 week. We talked after day one. Day one can't be the highlight of spring ball. And so I think today was very competitive, which I appreciated. We're Saturday morning. Spring break's about to start, so the conventional wisdom would say, guys are going to have 1 foot out the door. Not at all like that. It was competitive. Guys were plugged in. They practiced extremely hard. Some great individual plays on both sides of the ball today. So we just need to. That's what we need to see. We need to see good contested football throughout spring and watch the individuals compete with each other and get better.
In earlier springs, you've had a tough time filling out some position groups, but it seems that most positions are fairly stacked with guys. And you've got a lot of portal guys that are in here and JC transfers, and a ton of them are flashing. That's got to be good to see.
It is. And I think college football in this era, we had 22 or 23 newcomers in January. You didn't have that many traditionally in the past, so you have more people in spring ball. As you mentioned, most positions, if you're healthy, you you got bodies, and we expect those guys that we brought in here out of the transfer portal to compete and help us. That's why we brought them in. But it is good to see them. I mean, Marcus Harris today made a play down there. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was an unbelievable interception. It wasn't like it was a bad throw or anything by the offense. He just made a really fantastic play. A couple of the other DBs, Jair has shown up. The receivers, Matthews has showed up. JB, Tobias. There's a bunch of guys who are new to the program that have flashed. Doesn't mean they are there yet, but it's good to see them show up in these competitive situations.
Coach, how would you assess the quarterback play in today's practice?
The video will tell the story. I think Fernando continues to, each and every day, just comes out here and works to get better as he does. He's throwing the ball with authority. I think he's got good comfort with the offense, but he's still a young player. He played 1 year, and he takes every opportunity to get better, whether it's a one-on-one rep, 7-on-7 team. So as long as he continues to do that, he's going to improve. And Chandler, just even from day one, Monday to today, you can see him feeling a little bit more comfortable each and every day because he's played a lot of football, but the language, the timing, the concepts, it might be a little bit different. Getting used to that, but he's very calm out there. Like I said, he's played a lot of football, so I think he's done a good job in week 1 as well.
How would you say the team is adjusting to a new offensive coordinator?
Yeah, I think it's been seamless. I mean, Coach Bless is a really good football coach. Coach Gilbert has been awesome for that room as well. So it's been as seamless as it could possibly be. I mean, they're really good coaches. They're great communicators. They're good people. Guys like being around them. So it's gone really well.
Would you say there's overlap from last year's system?
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. We didn't change any words that we didn't need to change, but there were some adjustments. Like every year, it's going to get better, and especially when there's a new play caller, you got some new ideas in the building. There's going to be some tweaks, but overall, it's very comfortable for the returners. A couple new concepts, or maybe how you package things, or what you call it, might have been adjusted a little bit, but for the most part, a lot of carryover.
We talked a little bit about what Kadarius Callaway brings to the running back room.
Well, he sure showed up on that last run, didn't he? I mean, he's had some real nice runs. I think Kadarius is the guy I was looking forward to watching in pads. It's when you get out here in spiders, it's all good. Everybody's running fast, and you get kind of excited about certain guys and certain positions. It's really hard to evaluate when you're in spiders, especially that position. So I was excited to see him in pads. I think he's another guy just got to get more and more comfortable with the verbiage, some of the techniques. But he flashed, and we brought him in here for a reason, and we're glad he's here.
A lot of the speedy backs don't tend to be as physical, but he seems to combine those two pretty well.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, he's not a finesse guy. I mean, he does have speed, but you're not looking at him thinking he's gonna. The way he's played in the past and what he's shown so far, he's not a guy that's afraid to use his shoulder pads.
A couple of young guys that struggle a little bit catching the ball consistently seem to be catching a lot this year. Dortch and Isaiah Hunter.
Yeah, Mojo Dortch has had a good start. He's got speed, and again, another guy getting here, going through that transition. First of all, he's coming from a long way away, still a young player, even when he joined us, but getting more comfortable with the offense, how to run the routes, when to expect the ball. I just think he's a guy that we got to continue to watch grow, and I'm really excited about what he's done thus far. We just got to continue to stack the days, but he has shown up and made some pretty exciting plays just because he does have speed. He's got legitimate speed. And then Isaiah, it's all about consistency. He's still learning a lot. He's a young guy, and he's, physically he's big, he's strong, he can run. Now it's about becoming more consistent, knowing what to do, and executing the plays. And then when the ball does show up, it's being a consistent catcher.
Cole Bosch is a guy transferring from Colorado. It seems like he's catching everything in sight.
Yeah, Cole's done a really good job. Him and Isaac both. We got two guys that have joined us. That whole receiver room there, I guess, I don't know how how many there's total.
Isaac Torres.
Yeah, Isaac done a good job too. But Cole, real competitive and strong, local guy. Really impressed with his work ethic and how he's competing. And same with Isaac. Both those guys have done a really good job.
Inside back are one of the few places you're thin right now.
Yeah.
Curious what it's like from your eyes to see those freshmen taking that kind of.
Yeah, I mean, they're in there with the ones. I mean, there's a lot of youngsters taking reps with the ones and twos. We got, obviously, Cade's not participating right now. He'll be back. We got another veteran that'll be joining us who's a talented player. It's really good for these young guys, but they're getting thrown into the deep end. And that's the best way to describe it. And they're trying, they're competing, and they're showing some stuff, but they're to say that they're ready for that, they're not. But they're learning on the move, which we need them to do because we need them out. We need inside linebackers practice.
It doesn't make sense to blitz a lot when you don't have guys that can get to the quarterback with. You have the speed, especially in the defensive backfield, to consistently put pressure on the quarterback. Are you seeing that? Jair has a couple of blocked passes.
Yeah,
already.
we'll find out.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that today. We like to bring those DBs, whether it's the corner or the nickel or even the safeties, in some of our pressures. But ultimately, they got to be productive, because if they're not productive when we pressure with them, then we're not going to call it. So we're trying to find out who has some of those abilities to come off the edges and kind of feel for blitzing, run and pass game. They have shown up, but we got to continue to see that over and over. But it does give you some hope because of the twitchiness and the quickness and the timing and seeing the ball come out. We got a couple PBUs, as you mentioned, so that's a good thing.
It's just a quick look. It looks like Nick Morrow is making a nice transition, getting a lot of reps with the ones, because you guys have some guys out. But,
yeah.
But how's that transition been?
Well, he's taken a ton of reps with the ones, and he's making the most of those opportunities. Nick is a physically talented guy. I mean, he is big. He's all of 6'7" plus, maybe 300 plus. And he can run. He's a talented guy. He's when we first recruited Nick, I remember he came to our summer camp for a tight end DN from Flagstaff, and he was just kind of a big athlete. We weren't quite sure exactly how big he was going to get, but brought him here and played O-line, and Coach Blesh has done a really good job with him. And every day you can see him getting a little bit better. And so he's got a bright future as long as he continues to work at it and grind and own learning that position. I think he's got a bright future.
When you see guys like Andrews make the transition from receiver to tight end and bring that receiving skill set, and Morrow playing tight end and bringing that to the offensive line, does that give you a little bit extra boost with those guys get acclimated?
Well, I would say, yeah, when you're moving from a skill position to a bigger skill or a line position, the athleticism is the thing that you'd hope shows up, and I think that's true for both of those. For Jack to play tight end, he's got the receiving skills, and he's also a really competitive guy, and he'll stick his face in there and block. And Nick, from being a tight end DN and playing tackle, he's got the toughness for it. He just needs to learn how to play, and he's each and every day, like I said, working with Coach Blesh, you see the growth, and he's still a young guy, but he's got things you just can't coach. I mean, it's hard to coach somebody to be 6'7", 310 and be able to run. I don't know what drills you do for that. So we're really excited about that, and his transition, we just need to keep working at it.
Having guys with good feet and good speed playing on the edge, does that open up the outside running game for you more?
Yeah, you just said it. Size, agility, strength, and speed, as many of those traits as you can get, the better off you are, because then you can run a lot of things. It really opens it up. The reality is there's just only so many people walking the earth that can do that. And so we're trying to train these guys, and they're doing a heck of a job. Coach Blesh has done a fantastic job since he's been here with them, and I think that'll give us some flexibility if we continue to grow in that room.
Good.